Hi, how are you? It's Travis here, and welcome back to our adventures in Azeroth. Last episode, we helped a dwarf in an outhouse. Got him some TP, and we defeated some of his enemies. Today, we're going to be doing a quest for Hansel Heavy Hands, Fiery Menace. Would you know it? Every time old Hansel wants to take a moment to relax and reflect upon his life, the powers that be give him another job. We got to think, come on, ye know what I be saying, come on. So these here greater lava spiders are causing a ruckus of some sort. Elvis says they shoot fire out of their, anyway. Such things upset the children. I guess we got to kill him, rather, he gots to kill him.
Get her back.
Alright, so let's go do this. Gotta deal with some of these spiders. And a lot's going on in World of Warcraft. Seems like we are seeing some updates coming to Classic. We're going to have a new dungeon finder that looks a lot like retail. I kind of like that, to be honest. It'll make it much easier than, you know, making a group. Even though they do have, like, you know, this dungeon finder. Dungeon finder kind of sucks. And nobody uses it in Classic, other than people that are leveling, really. So it was due for an update, and the good thing now is you can actually see, like, what the group needs. Like, you can see if they have, like, 3 DPS and a tank. Like, then if you're a healer, you can just say, hey, I'm a healer, you can hop in. And just, it's a lot more like retail, which is more updated, which is good. But I still think they probably should maybe give Dungeon Finder a try. I don't know. Well, some people, it's kind of split. I don't really mind what they do because I'm just so used to how groups get formed in Classic. But Dungeon Finder was a thing in Wrath. They're also updating the XP. Supposedly they're giving people an XP bonus because they're going to be getting rid of boosts, or trying to get rid of boosts in Classic WoW. Because people are using these boost services to make gold, and then with that gold they sell the gold for money, and people make a little bit of an income off of that. And yeah, so they're trying to stop that, which is good. And what they're going to do to stop that is they're going to reduce the ability to snare and kite enemies or monsters inside of dungeons. I've seen that a lot in dungeons like Scarlet Monastery, Cathedral, and Armory. Stratholme had a little bit of that. I wonder what they're going to do with Stratholme, because Paladins just pretty much tank that place. And they don't really kite too much, so I guess Stratholme will still be around as like a way to like level up. And then they got slave pens in Outland, which is a popular mage farm. So I think slave pens will be completely nerfed. So you won't be able to buy boosts off of players anymore from that. I always thought like being able to do those the pulls and the farms in slave pens as a mage was kind of cool. It actually takes a decent amount of skill. I used to do it in Maraudon, and you actually do have to practice quite a bit to get good at it. So I thought it was a cool part of the game that was actually kind of fun, but they completely nerfed Maraudon when TBC came out, so you don't even see anybody selling services for that anymore. And then they're giving a 50% XP increase, which I thought was a little interesting. That's going to speed up this Let's Play by 50% when that increases. I wonder what level we'll be when it comes out. I think we'll be just about to hit 60 maybe when that happens. So yeah, a lot of stuff, guys. And they're doing that so players have a chance to catch up and be 70 for the launch of Wrath of the Lich King. Because not everybody wants to, you know, purchase a new character, or, you know, I forget how much it is. I think it's like over $50. Pretty expensive. I think it might be more than that. And yeah, so giving people an opportunity to come back into the game, you know, level up and be ready for Wrath. So maybe Travadin and Squiddly Diddly will be 70 before Wrath. Who knows? I think it'll help, that's for sure. And I'll probably want to take advantage of it as much as I can. Oh, we got Abenclaw, Reaver of the Bear. One-handed axe. But yeah, I probably will want to take advantage of that as much as I can. Because once Wrath of the Lich King comes out, they're going to take away the 50% increased. So maybe we will hit 70 within that time frame. And then PTR is coming out for Classic Season of Mastery. They're going to be releasing the Naxxramas raid. I'm interested to see what new mechanics they add to that. I think that raid was already like hard, like super hard. So I wouldn't say super hard, but it was pretty damn challenging on some bosses. And some bosses were like, you couldn't do them without world buffs. So I'm interested to see what Patchwork and Kel'Thuzad are like. The new mechanics are going to be cool. There's just so many new bosses, like so many bosses in there that they can change. It'll probably be the best raid in Season of Mastery. And then they also released, what was it? I forget what they called this, the pre-sale of World of Warcraft Dragonflight. People were kind of upset with that. You can like pre-buy the game. I never really do that much, but I don't know, I might do it. With WoW, I'm probably just going to buy the base version. That's usually what I do, and I'm never really into the toys or the mounts that much. But I will be playing Dragonflight, that's for sure, so I might just get the base version. Supposedly, people think the price has increased supposedly by like $10. And people thought the price was a little rough. Clearly they are pricing in inflation, I guess. But I'm happy it's out, and Dragonflight will be out this year, which I thought was kind of a surprise. 2022 is going to be a pretty solid year for World of Warcraft, that's for sure. Wrath of the Lich King and a new retail expansion coming out. That's a lot. And then I don't know what's going to happen with WoW after that. Because, you know, Classic's pretty much... I think people won't, some people will maybe want to do Cataclysm. Like, I don't really care for it that much. But after the trilogy's over, I wonder what they're going to do. They didn't say Cataclysm was a guarantee, so see what they do there. And then Dragonflight will be out for a solid 2 years, I think. Pretty sure. When did Shadowlands come out? I think it came out in December of 2020. So it was... It's going to be a solid 2-year expansion. Because I think Dragonflight will probably be coming out in December too. Yeah, 2 years. Not bad. So that's how long Dragonflight. So Dragonflight will be out for 2 years. That'll probably put us into 2024. Or almost 2025. December 2024. And then, yeah, we'll see what they do with Classic. Imagine they just stop, and they're just like, yeah, guys, that's it. We're just going to do Season of Masteries. Fresh servers. I'd be down with that. That would be kind of cool. There's a lot they can do with Season of Masteries. And I think fresh servers would be a lot of fun. I really like fresh servers in MMOs. First 3 months of a fresh server is tons of fun. Interested to see how the fresh server will be with the 50% increased XP. So, what's going to happen here is, you know, the fresh server is going to release, and they're also going to have increased XP until Wrath of the Lich King comes out. So a lot of people are going to be leveling like crazy. So the fresh server should be a fun place to level, I think. It's going to be a really fun server. There's probably going to be multiple servers, but yeah, there's probably going to be a lot of world PvP leveling up. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to try to get a part of that a little bit. See how it goes. Some fire bloom over here. Make sure you pick that up. Yeah, I think they're doing pretty good with WoW so far. Hopefully Dragonflight's a good expansion. Dragonflight does well. World of Warcraft will be in a good spot for the next couple of years. If Dragonflight's bad, then World of Warcraft could be in a pretty rough spot. Because they won't have the hype of Classic anymore to rely on. They've been kind of relying on that for the last 3 years, I'd say. It's gonna be like 3-4 years. I think Wrath Lich King Classic will probably last a year and a half. Pretty sure. Because when did TBC come out? TBC came out June. I don't think it was June of last year. Was it the year before? I think it was June of 2021. Has TBC only been out a year? No way. Maybe. Yeah, I think TBC's only been out a year. Yeah, it came out in June 2021 because I remember, well, Classic came out in August, pretty much early September, late August of 2019. And I remember being in Naxxramas, yeah, at the end of 2020, and that's when Shadowlands came out. And then I took a little break from raiding, because I don't know, Naxxramas was kind of a pain, and I just didn't want to keep doing it anymore. I don't know, we were wiping in there. It took us a long time to beat Naxxramas. It took us like a solid 2 to 3 months. I got kind of burnt out. Mostly because I was also raiding Castle Nathria. And like, sort of running a retail guild at the same time. So we had like a retail and a classic guild. Same guild, but it was a little too much. And then I just burnt myself out. I'll never do that again. I'm going to make sure that when Dragonflight comes out, I don't even know if I'll raid. I'm gonna play 100%, but I don't know if I'm gonna be like a raider and all that, because I will be raiding in Wrath. And I just think playing 2 MMOs is just too much. You really can only play one at a time. Alright, so did we finish this quest? Pretty close. Still have to do Rinji's secret. There it is, Fiery Menace. Oh, so these guys don't count. We gotta fight the greater lava spiders. Alright, so let's make our way back here. Yeah. A lot of good things happening with WoW. But I will be playing Dragonflight, for sure. We'll be leveling up, like... That's one thing I'll be doing, is just leveling characters, doing BGs, having fun. Guild stuff is... ratings, you really gotta enjoy the group you're with when you're raiding. And I do enjoy the group that I'm with. Been raiding with these guys for the last, like, 3 years. It's just, I don't want to raid two... I don't want to do 2 guilds again. It's just too much. But I'm going to be tempted to, because there's going to be a group of people in our guild that's going to want to raid. And I'm going to be playing. And if the raid looks cool, I'm going to be tempted to play. I just got to remember to tell myself, don't do it, because you might get burnt out. And the last thing I want to do is get burnt out in Wrath of Lich King, which has like 2 of the greatest raids of all time, which is Uldar and Icecrown Citadel. And there's no chance I'm not doing those raids. Really nostalgic for me. It was the first expansion, and it was the first time I ever raided too. It was back in Wrath. First raid I hopped into was Uldar. Didn't clear it because I was a huge noob back then, but it was a cool experience. I was more into PvP when I first started playing the game. It's funny because it's happening at the same time. It's kind of cool because Wrath back in Classic, Nax Ramus was out. They released Shadowlands Retail, and the funny thing is now Wrath of the Lich King is going to be out, and we'll be raiding Nax again when Dragonflight comes out, most likely. So I think that's a little bit it's kind of interesting. And I think I won't get too burnt out with Nax this time around, because supposedly Nax is a lot easier in Wrath, and it doesn't require world buffs. Farming world buffs, like it's an up and down thing. The coolest thing about farming world buffs was that every raid we rode in on our mounts as a 40-man group. Sometimes some people would get killed along the way and lose their world buffs, but we would like just ride in. And I always thought that was really fun. You don't do that in any other expansion. Like TBC, like everybody just meets up. There's no like anxiety of like how do I get into the raid? Which is fun. I really like Classic for that. And I still consider it my favorite version of World of Warcraft. But it's kind of done now. I also recently gave Blizzard a little bit more money. I paid a solid $5 to keep my old school Classic character on the Classic era realms, which is my warrior named Travasine. And I just didn't feel like losing him, because supposedly they're going to get rid of all those characters if you don't pay for the copy. in July, so I wanted to make sure I didn't lose him, because maybe one day I'll want to hop on and do, like, you know, a battleground or like an Alturic Valley or a Warsong Gulch on him. He had full max Ramus gear, like pretty fully decked, so wanted to keep him around. And supposedly there's actually a raiding scene there, so I could maybe potentially do some raids on him one day. It's like a nice small community that still plays classic air servers. Alright, so let's turn this quest back in here. Fury Menace. Hansel sneezes. I think I'm getting a cold. Damn this frigid climate. And we are going to be getting a mail belt, which isn't even close to as good as our Imperial plate belt, but we'll take it.
Very good. You got
So we'll have a chat with this guy. He's mooning us. Okay, so there we go. Maybe we'll sell this on the auction house. We'll hold on to it. Any other garbage we got here? But yeah, a lot of things to look forward to, guys. World of Warcraft's in a good spot right now. Interested to see what they release in the next couple of years, but these next couple of years are going to be pretty fun, that's for sure. But that's the end of today's episode, guys. As always, thanks for watching. Keep your heads up. Later.